Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the story of the First Maria. My name is thebelovedmoon, aka Aga-chuu, and formerly I'm the First Maria. Formerly I'm the First Maria. Sorry. Um, we're almost at the end of the story here, with 10 chapters left to read. And with this, I'm very excited to unveil the trailer for the remaster, which I just did. It's coming out. It came out very smoothly as I had some considerations to take it into account. But all in all, it seemed very plausible, and I wouldn't been felt the need to make it on the scheduled date. But I decided to push through it anyway. So here we are. So hello to all the lurkers, the new followers, the new viewers from Twitch, VStream, and YouTube. With it, let's continue where we left off with. Hold on. Let's minimize these. Thank you. That should give us some leeway. Okay, you know what? Let's just crash them. Stand by. There we go. That should give us some performance optimizations. Alright, so we're gonna be reading we're gonna be reading chapters 11 to 15. And on Valentine's Day this February, we'll be doing 16 to 20 with a special gift to be handed out to the rest of the Marias as a thank you gift for being with me through this first anniversary. It's like a delayed anniversary gift, but it's a gift nonetheless, and I'm very grateful for as just what they've done over here. So, without further ado, let's continue with chapter 11. Chapter 11, okay, so let's just read the chapters first. Chapters 11 to 15 consists of dress, coronation, nickname, overseer, and Suzu, which actually is the first part because of the first part of getting myself into the alternative side of things. You'll see why when we get to chapter 15, but for now, let's get over to chapter 11. Make me Christ. Oh my lord. Hold on, my tablet's gonna be a little bit sussy today. A little bit dumb. Alright. Everything is muted, so let's go ahead and continue with chapter 11. Let's go! So for those who don't know, I'm still in the Okasan voice lag as always. So here we go. Mm-hmm.
2 days later, the royal advisor enters Xena's room upon her request.
Preparations are nearly complete. Tomorrow will be your coronation.
Very well. Hina nods with a smile on her face. I wonder, what will I call the subjects when the coronation arrives?
I don't know what to make of that, but it can be a personal preference,
He said.
Do you have anything on your mind?
Hina begins to think of a particular nickname for the subjects, she thought. I think something cute may be nice since my palette constitutes cuteness. Yeah, I know. She snaps her fingers. Can you have Agatha in one of the guardians after the coronation? I think I found the perfect nickname that will suit her.
At ease, Ojo-sama.
I wander outside the castle wearing one of the dresses I had in my wardrobe. For some reason I realized that I have another pin placed beside the lotus on its left. Again, the colors of green and pink. It was the sakura flower. One of the gods, in which I somehow remember from the time with the delinquents. I gave him a little wave where I stood, and she waved back with a smile on her face, or a smile on his face. Glad he's doing fine, I thought. Immediately, I made my way up towards inside, where Hina and the maids were waiting for me. Glad you have some fresh air, she smiles. The coronation is tomorrow, so we're getting up the preparations to the max. Glad to hear that. Also, I personally requested the royal tailor to make an elegant dress for the occasion. I hope you like it. But what about the dress for the other day? Call it a casual one, she shrugs. It's somehow not intended for such important occasions, though. That's fair. If you can keep it though, she said with a grin. I hope you like it. Thanks. At the moment, I didn't know that Hina was looking at me with a smile on her face. The kind that makes one heart flutter. She seems to have bigger plans in mind. Late that evening, the royal advisor is in the room with me. Oh, what brings you here, sir?
Call me the royal advisor.
He said, carrying a large box.
Ojo-sama requested I give the dress to you.
I take the box from his hand. I'm assuming the dress was the one she requested from the royal tailor, correct?
Yes, it would seem.
Thanks, I said as I unboxed the royal garments to be used for tomorrow. By appearance, it was adorned in shades of pink and green. The frills were covered in glitter and fur, and the skirt was shaded in black. But what's so special about this? I thought. Inside the box, however, there's a note that I can recognize as Hina's handwriting. It says, Agatha, I hope you like the new dress. I'm actually a bit worried since the royal tailor told me earlier that when he's about to finish the dress, it appears that he already finished together with a note attached to it. It reads that as soon as the coronation ends, something special will happen to the dress. To be honest, I'm kinda scared about what will happen, but let's hope it's not what I thought it would be. But still, you can choose to keep the dress if you want to. Hina. Well, I put out. That's all I've been trying, right? Together with some courage, I finally let out a sigh as I tried to put the dress on. Let's see what happens on Coronation Day.
We'll be paused for a moment, not necessarily going to the intermission screen, because it's already done with the chapter 11. Okay, so let's do chapter 12. Let's continue with that.
The coronation day has arrived. Immediately I get out of bed, only to realize that the maids are waiting for me outside the room. Agatha-sama, your carriage is waiting, they said. Ojo-sama departed early to meet with the subjects to prepare for ceremony. I nod, following the maids to the carriage as they declared. As we wander around the vicinity, I saw the children playing assortments of flowers across the sidewalk. Alongside that, their parents were busy cooking some delicious delicacies as they prepared some clothes to be used during the coronation. At some point, Hina's carriage stopped at a nearby flower store as the orator gave her some exquisite flowers in exchange for a few pins made from the royal jewelers. I guess Hina's really popular over the place, even when she's not a queen yet. I then remember the first time she told me about the favor to which I accepted dearly. To be honest, even after I made my decision, I still don't know if I would be able to keep up with her pace considering how dynamic she is in terms of her workloads. I'm sure she's looking forward to working with you fully, one of the maids said with a smile on her face. She can be serious at times, but she's doing her best to make us all feel at ease. If nothing would had just happened to us, she shrugged it off like it's no big deal. That goes to show how easy she is when you begin to realize how fun it is to work for her. I sighed in relief. Yeah, I hope it stays there. As we head back to the castle, we see a number of people inside the castle preparing some things. I actually have a little question. I blurted out. Yes? I turned to the maid who responded to my query. Where is Oja-sama? Oh, she fiddles with her fingers. He's at the chapel helping with stuff. If you want, can I introduce you to him? Please do. As we head to the chapel as per my request, we encountered the royal bishop, as well as a few others who were cleaning up the chapel. I turned my attention to the Oja-sama, who's in the middle of shining the crown and scepter that he is at the coronation. Oja-sama, I bow in front of him following the greeting. He seems pleased.
She must be the royal guest that Ojo-sama was talking about.
He said in a calm tone.
Nice to meet you.
So do I,
The coronation should begin in a few moments.
he said.
We're almost ready here at the chapel. I'm almost done with shining the scepter to be used during the coronation.
Very well, I nod. Please take care of yourself after the event.
You too.
As we head out of the chapel, the trumpets begin to chew, signaling that the coronation is just moments away. I think we're ready, I said, tending to the dress that Hina gave me. I pulled the pins from the pocket. I put them on the topmost right part of the bodice. Moments later, I made an hour on the front row seat as the royal bishop enters the podium. Putting the Holy Bible on top of it, he begins his coronation speech. Everyone stood to pledge their allegiance to the Queen, to which I participated as well, not noticing that the sakura pin faintly started to glow. The parade started afterwards, with everyone gazing backwards to witness the coming of the Queen. The Hina that I first saw a few days ago was glittering in a regal black dress, with a crown on her head, though I'm not sure what it's for. Would it interfere with the new crown that she's about to wear? She stops for a bit, looking to the right, while she's was waiting along the aisle. Arms length, they continue walking to the podium. The royal bishop then takes the crown from its place and slowly places it all over her head, signifying that a new queen has been reigned.
All hail, Hina!
Everyone chanted afterwards, "All hail Hina!" Handing the pillow to her direction, he instructed her to carry the scepter. Facing the audience, she proclaimed in a serious but confident tone, "I hereby pledge to take the oath in the Holy Bible to protect the people to whom I cherish. In accordance, I, Hina Ojo, begin my duties as the newly crowned queen." From then, I realized that the glow began to intensify, so trying to cover it off with my hand. She notices the ordeal, but then realizes after a full minute of fixating with the audience that their pin, for some unknown reason I realized was in there in the first place, also began to glow. As the cheers went on, so was the applause from inside the chapel. I'm a bit nervous though. However, the party came and went without any issues. I opted to head out to bed early as I need to check on a few things before I start my job as a royal accomplice.
We'll be back after a few minutes. Stand by.
I'm back. It's time for chapter 13. Holy shit.
The coronation. I was asked for the royal advisor to meet Queen Hina, Lord Osama, at the garden.
She wants you to tell us something important.
He said. I nodded, started getting dressed up, and went down to meet her as instructed. From there, Hina was tending to the pots as usual. How was the coronation? I asked. It was fun, she said. I'm actually glad that you were there to watch my reign. Looks like everything was worth it in the end. I nervously chuckled. Anyway, why did you bring me here? Well, Hina then turns her back, picking something up from the perch. Agatha, I might have known you for a few days, but every time I look at you, I feel like I need to protect somebody. Somebody who's willing to put themselves on the line for the sake of someone. She turns back to my direction. Agatha, or should I just call you? Sighing, she slowly blurts out what would appear to be the nickname that she made just for me. Aga-chuu? I tilt my head. She smiles. I know your brain's a bit fuzzy, but I just wanted to tell you that I've been meaning to give you something special. As a thanks for always having my back. It's been at the back of my head since I'm trying to make up nicknames for my subjects, so I figured I should give you something in that regard too. Aga-chuu. I began to memorize that nickname she gave to me many times in my head. That's a cute nickname. And you're right. We both giggled afterwards. Hearing the nickname over and over again felt like I already had a special place in her heart. The maids were right. She's pretty easy once I get used to working with her. So, Aga-chuu, she said, carrying an item. Will you accept this? What? The item she showed me is a pair of wrist beads. I made these myself. Looking at the wrist beads she showed me, this was like tint of pink on the otherwise pure green beads. Even so, there's a number of glitters all over the beads, and the bands hold them in place are comfortable enough to wear on the wrist for long hours. These are nice, I said, taking one of the wrist beads from her hands. Wearing it, the beads emit a small flow of radiant green and pink that then circles around my wrist. Hina then slowly inserts the wrist bead into her wrist and also reacting the same way as mine. So a few moments later, she begins to shrink. Oh, are you okay? I'm fine, she said, shaking her wrist. It shook me for a second. I feel like I saw a sudden flashback or something. What did you see? It's... 2 weeks have passed. I was around the corridor when I saw some new faces around these parts. They seemed to be a part of the committee that I was about to partake in as per Hina's directive. Pleased to meet you all. I greeted them one by one. They seemed excited to work here as I observed their morale at first glance. I glanced over to the left, looking at the guy with a peculiar hairstyle. He seemed to be bothered by something. I approach. Is everything okay? He nods, but seems to be nervous or something. A while later. Good morning, everyone. Hina approaches the pad with pens on the box. Everyone except Aga-chuu, get your pens here. Huh? I tilt my head. Taking out of her pocket, she presently hands me over a pen to my direction. Here you go. By appearance, it's shaped like a chrysanthemum. The material that was used to make the pin was made from a delicate mixture of alloy and rare metallic minerals. The pins also featured the same material as mine, but was shaped like a hibiscus. I hope you like it, she said, grinning as she turned to face the others. Clapping her hands, everyone gathered in a specific spot. Everyone, I would like to thank you all for coming here today. She began her speech. As you may have noticed, I have been growing restless lately, so I definitely need some help from across the board. Along with it, the royal advisor told me that I need to get hours of rest so that I can't be so stressed out every time. She also adds, so, with that, I would like to congratulate you all for being my royal subjects. Tomorrow you begin your duty as such, needing anyone's help where necessary, and of course, your job is to protect the kingdom at all costs. We'll do our best, Ojo-sama, they all said. Very well, she nods. If you need some advice or any aid, Aga-chuu will be here to serve you. I bow before them, following the signal. At ease. My name is Mother Agatha, but you can just call me Aga-chuu. I'll be here to help you with anything as long as it's necessary, and also you can ask me for advice or basically anything in your mind. Also, she raises her index finger. She's our grand overseer, so please be good to her, okay? Everyone nods, bowing at me afterwards. I feel weirded out. But if this is something that was common between royals, then I can live with that. Now, Aga-chuu, I need you to follow me to my room after this, she whispered to my ear. I need your help with something important. Sure, anything you need. A while later, Hina and I are back in her room, with her carrying the dress that I wore on the coronation. I just had this little assumption about this sudden glow from my dresses back at the chapel that somehow internally freaked me out. What do you mean? What I mean is, she continues, caressing the dress. There has been some kind of an aura that made it that way. If someone notable wears it in a specific event, then both dresses will glow. And that includes your coronation dress, right? Yeah. As we ponder on the origins of the so-called aura, she gets out of bed to show me the box, containing 3 pins, 3 bracelets of varying colors, and a photo frame. Can you tell me why the Grand Lady decided to give me this box? Hina asked. I did inspect the items carefully, given how unique the design of these bracelets were, and how the pins closely resembled the 3 plots. I tried to make an assumption, but something clicked in my head while I contemplated the assumptions. You know, I actually dreamed about something that might have been related to the box, I said. The Grand Lady told me that the box you have at the moment is not only one of the 3 boxes the Holy Marias can locate and acquire. Those boxes contain 3 valuable items, each with quantities a maximum of 3, and are located in various notable locations within the Maria's vicinity. But the problem is, why do they call the people Marias? So I'm assuming I'm one of them? That could be a point, but we don't have enough proof just yet. Also, the items on these boxes can't be used until a specific time, where all 3 Marias come together to reminisce and bond together for the future. Now that I mention it, it somehow sounds like the oracle that I had before meeting Aura. An oracle? Hina tilts her head. And who is Aura? To answer your questions, the oracle that was bestowed upon me that I must find people who would care for me regardless of my past circumstances. And Aura, she's currently the celestial nymph guardian whom I met some time ago. That reminds me, I kinda heard about her before. Hina nods. But even still, I heard that may not add to the fact that still some mysteries left to be solved in the long run. That we need to get to it. Putting the items in the box, to get out of bed and to prepare for the underlying responsibilities ahead. The following days turned to weeks as I continued my obligations as a royal accomplice. Having to serve and protect the Queen and her people has become my daily habit, to the point that I've got better thanks to the tasks she threw at me. Everything seemed chill until...
Chapter 15 is here. Okay, so that was actually not fast. I might be fast reading this thing. I don't know. Let's finish this set.
Sometime later, I got out of bed like usual and was gearing up for a new day at the royal accomplice when everyone started to panic. I hurried down the hallway as the maids began weeping. "What just happened?" I asked. Gina. One of the maids softly spoke. "Gina, what happened to her?" Looking around the hallway, I somehow encountered an unusual human walking up the stairs. She sports long yellow hair and clothing set similar to a penguin, including its hat. One maid slowly approaches, a letter in her hand. "Aga-chuu, Ojo-sama wanted to give this to you." "Thanks," I acknowledged. The following letter reads, "Aga-chuu, I deeply apologize for my sudden absence, but something came up in my hometown that I was required to be there as soon as possible. I'm well aware that my absence will cause concern within the community, but I've decided for the best that someone had to look out for everyone while I'm out of the picture. I've also authorized one of my trusted individuals to take my place for the meantime. Her name is pt.3, but don't worry, you will and always will remain as the royal accomplice, a grand overseer that will ensure that everything is in order. I've also talked to the royal subjects the day before my sudden absence to assume responsibility just in case I'm out of the picture. Operations will continue as normal for now, but I'll exclusively let you know when things arise. Although, I also took the box with me in case you were wondering. I just felt like I also needed to check out the items during my leave. Anyway, I hope that we'll meet again someday. I may be out for a while, but I'll always remember that I'm always with you wherever you go. Please take care of yourself and don't let negativity surround you, okay? You are our last hope in this momentous endeavor. And with it, I leave my responsibilities to you. Gotcha." Sounds like there's something important going on back home, I contemplated. Looking at the maids, I declared, "Okay then, you all should take your time off for the time being. I know everyone is a bit emotional over what had just happened, but she will return before we know it. I'll take it from here and talk to Suzu." As the maids nod and leave the scene, I head back upstairs to find Suzu looking at the window. "I don't know if I can do it right." "Suzu?" I softly call up to her. Slowly, she turns around to look at my gaze. "Will I be able to deal with it?" I sigh, walking on the bed with a smile on my face. "That is, if you're willing to take it. Look, I've heard of you through Hina, but I'm pretty sure you'll do just fine. If you need just anything, don't hesitate to lend me a hand." Slowly, Suzu began to smile. I find that very cute. "You have such nice clothing," I compliment. She giggles, reaching out to pat my head. "Thanks. What's your name?" "Mother Agatha. You can call me Aga-chuu." "Aga-chuu." She keeps repeating my nickname in her head. "It's a cute name." I blushingly smile, patting her head. The next day, I encountered Suzu again in the hallway as she's talking to the maids and the royal subjects. Everyone welcomed her with open arms, and I'm looking forward to spending the next several moments with her. "You must be exhausted," I said to her as she approached my direction. "But how did it go?" "More than great, I guess," she grins. "I can't wait to meet the others." You will soon. The following weeks passed, and the subjects began wondering about the substitute queen. Following the royal advisor's advice, I decided to leave the castle for the time being. With it, I headed back to the boarding house that I first resided in. The tenants that first accompanied me during my time there welcomed me with open arms. We began sharing stories of what happened and how the tenants found me at the coronation. I couldn't help but giggle at their responses, as they were the first few friends that I met after what happened with Aura. You're already the talk of the town every day. One tenant said with a smile on her face, "I can't believe that you were immediately appointed as a part of her slaves. Tell me, have you both been friends before?" Something like that. We just got caught up with Ojo's Mr. Fortune. Another tenant added, "For the record, I was asked about what had just happened. Something came up," she said, holding a box of some sort. "That could be the box that I was anticipating," I thought. "Then the last thing I indicated was to push up a spaceship just a few miles from here." She continued the conversation. "In the end, we couldn't figure out what was in the box." I see. A while later, "Susan was waiting for you." One of the maids entered the boarding house. "Aga-chuu, she needs to talk to you about certain things." "Alright, wait a moment." Facing the tenants, I gave them some flowers as farewell gifts. "Don't worry, I'll be here again." Bidding their goodbyes, I headed back to the castle where Susan was waiting. She appears to be holding something in her hands. "Welcome back." She pulls me into an embrace. "Here. This is..." I examined the item. "A penguin hat?" "Yeah, I made it myself." She goes, "I hope you like it." Carefully wearing it on my head, I could feel the softness of the materials and the caresses against my skin. This, combined with the fact that Susan single-handedly made the whole thing herself, made my heart flutter. Okay then, let's get inside. The moments that followed were not that much eventful, aside from a few things. A week after Susan gave me the hat, I got 2 letters from the maids, all consisting the names of Saha Kiri and Kayena Hakaba. While reading them, one maid stepped into my room, holding another couple of letters. "It's from someone named Ian Skydark." Carefully reading the letters with the maid, they all convey similar intentions of visiting the place to see Susan. "Okay, I know them. I'll forward these to her right away. In turn, keep an ear out for my signal." "Understood." After relaying to Susan the letters, she gave a thumbs up, telling me to write the replies indicating her approval of entry. Looking at her gestures, I can see that she had some experience in those affairs. Checking one of the notebooks under the table, it revealed that Hina had written down notes on how to run the kingdom just in case she departs. To Suzu, I read the cover of the notebook. I thought, I see. She wants to teach Suzu how things work around here one way or another. 2 weeks later, "Milady, they have arrived," one of the maids told me as I walked down the stairs. Together with the royal subjects, I personally met the 4 visitors one by one. "Pleased to meet you all," I greeted, a smile on my face. Susan came down afterwards, taking her time to meet what would essentially be her colleagues. Saha handed me a letter addressed to Susan from a company called Aurora. Reading the note, I expressed enthusiasm and support for the group that they're participating in. For some reason, however, I started to look at Susan in a different light. It's like it's trying to tell me that Hina's spirit still lingers within her. I closed my eyes and let my mind wander. "Hina, I know that you're always everywhere whenever I'm in the kingdom or not. I hope that wherever path we both tackle will take us to wherever we need to go." Susan gazes at the air at me, wondering what I was thinking. but she smiles and she gets back to the conversation. 2 months later. And with this, I hope you can support me in my endeavors. Everyone across the kingdom witnessed as Suzu made her speech on the podium. Now that Suzu is ruling the place on behalf of Hina, I'm hoping that she'll be able to run things smoothly in the long run. In the days that follow, Suzu reached out to the royal subjects for advice. In addition, Saha and Kayena, among others, also helped out. In some instances, Suzu joined in on the fun, performing together with others on the stage in front of the castle. But despite the circumstances, I observed that Suzu has been deteriorating over time. I called in a doctor to check up on her, and it revealed that her health conditions have been deteriorating. Worried sick, I advised her to take concurrent breaks to prevent overworking. The days that follow had everyone worried about Suzu, not to mention what has happened with Hina following her departure. After 18 days, Suzu has decided that she'll be stepping down as the ruler of the kingdom, as well as her departure from Aurora. Everyone around the kingdom is devastated by such news. I myself held on to her hand, asking for her to stay strong. Suzu softly smiles, looking at me with worrisome eyes. Don't worry. As long as I'm still breathing, I'll continue to help you in these trying times. But I hope to be your acquaintance from now on. Aga-chuu. I learned from this that despite the short moments that have occurred during her time as a ruler, she still shines like the sun beaming above us. This has caused me to shift my focus to aiding in any effort with the best I can. A promise I made with Hina under the rustling cherry blossom trees.
Okay, we're done with chapters 11 to 15. We're almost at the end of the row with 16 to 20. Holy shit! Okay, so with that, we're gonna be having a little bit of announcement, and that concerns this. The artwork will be revealed on Valentine's Day 2024. I still need to have some few adjustments, but I've got the whole coloring framework ready. And with it, we'll be excited for the remaster, which took me a while to set up. So much so that I decided to reschedule it for Valentine's Day, as it will be the full year since the recoloring of the scanned document I digitized from my handwritten artwork. That has been the foundation that has led to founding the Marias themselves. So this again is a gift, an anniversary gift, or rather a late anniversary gift to Mama Dearest and Mama Queenie, the second and third Maria, respectively, as we celebrate and commemorate their first anniversary of the Marias since its inception on 27 December 2022. With it, we'll be heading out for the time being and continuing on with our normal operations, but I still do have another announcement to make. Sina Alice, as a whole, in its entirety, will be having its final stream tomorrow at 8 p.m. PHT, 9 p.m. JST, 1 p.m. CET. And I will be hosting a watch party for this alongside making Mita emotes. Mita from my side, or me side as I call it. So if you want to check it out and play the game, go to ihasto.edge.io/meside or click the link in the description. I'll be linking to it after this video, after the stream. So with it, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy while it lasted. And also thank you so much again to Hershey for the lurk, I will be having the overlays ready for tomorrow, for the final episode, I promise. We still have time. So with that, I'll bid you guys goodbye, good night, and on Valentine's Day, we'll have the final episode, chapters 16 to 20 of Mother the Actor story, aka the story of the First Maria. I'll see you on the 14th, but for right now, we'll reschedule the alternative for tomorrow or Thursday, and we'll see you guys later on. Tomorrow again will be the watch party for Sinalis, and I'll be there. So, bye bye.